children, you can have the money, you can have the influence, you can have the personality. Like, she has it all.
The money.
Everything. Everything.
It's how she carries her pregnancies that really wows me. Like, she does it so gracefully.
Right? She looks so good all the time.
She was in the beach and she was eating a mango with a knife. Like, it's just her.
It's
like,
just her.
Like, bad girl Riri. It's just her. Girl next door, but rich girl next door.
and the dream best friend.
Yeah.
The dream best friend. I mean, come on. Now, before you take us through the masterclass, Becky, there's a comment earlier I received about the topic you were having about the Oxfam, study about men earning more and all that. And someone is in my DM asking me, Sasa, mnataka tukatwe mshahara mpewe? Is that what we want, Becky?
Because you said women should be paid more.
Yes. Men, we just want to be paid equally. No, we don't want your money, although we are not opposed to that.
But can we also just be paid?
Can we be fair?
Yeah, be fair. Absolutely. Because we do the same work, why should you earn more?
Yeah, that's all we want.
Yet the deliverables are the same. Yeah, it's just the gender that's different.
Yeah.
Wow. On December 1st, that was on Monday, I think.
It was.
We marked the world marked the World AIDS Day. Maybe not the world, actually. I guess it's going to tell us who didn't mark it. So you remember a conversation that we had started last weekend?
Yes.
And we called a lady online, but we couldn't find her.
We could not.
We have her in studio today.
We have brought her.
Yeah, we've brought her to studio because she needs to tell us about HIV funding and all. Anyway, so we marked World AIDS Day on Monday, on December 1st, and by this year's theme for the World AIDS Day was overcoming disruption, transforming the AIDS response, which emphasized innovation, resilience, and human rights to end AIDS by 2030.
Yes, despite
the funding gaps and setbacks. And of course, this week we saw some numbers that really came up. Yeah, the National Endemic Disease Control Council had some numbers that our guest is going to tell us about today.
Yes,
and what that means for us as a country. So today you're going to look at the state of HIV in Kenya. On our masterclass.
Yes.
So beyond the numbers and into the lived realities of women, young people, and vulnerable communities. Yeah.
Correct. Go on.
So we are joined by Emily Mukomonene, who's a health rights defender and a leading voice in lifestyle diseases advocacy and community health. Remember, HIV falls under lifestyle diseases. She works closely with women, adolescents, and grassroots networks on prevention, treatment, and the fight against stigma. I've known this lady as an author too. Yeah, and she's also a publishing editor, a natural therapist, and so much more.
What a beautiful intro.
Welcome, Emily. What did I leave out?
No, you've covered it all. What matters?
Yeah. No, you wear so many hats.
I wear so many hats, even as a chairperson of the National Council of Women Elders.
Look at that.
Yes,
Wow. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you
having me here.
Yeah,
we always start with one question.
Yes.
What's your pink? Can be anything that happened to you, anything bright that happened to you this week.
My pink is excitement that we are approaching also the World Cancer Day, and we've just completed the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which was in October, and people are beginning to speak out about breast cancer. And remember, pink being for girls, that's why you find women-related cancers are identified with pink. Yes,
so we are approaching.
You can see I have a dot of pink.
Yes, and thank you. Thank you for representing the pink perspective very well today. What's the current HIV status in the country?
It's a devastating, because the numbers have gone up. We are seeing we are having around 2,799 new HIV infections, and that counts to 54 new infections every week. Yes, and then 41% of new infections, we are saying they're among the adolescents and youth. That is a very, very grim reality, or a bleak one.
Yeah.
Yes, but we always say there is hope.
Yes.
Because we are determined to fight this battle and put HIV where it belongs. Yeah, 2030 is not very far. And with whatever is happening, the diminishing donor funding, call for domestic financing.
Yeah.
And domestic financing, when we talk about it, we think in terms of the government will provide the money.
Yes.
But the government has other priorities or a lot of other things to do with the money that is available. But when we say our health, our responsibility, I think even as Kenyans, as Africans, and our leaders, we can be able actually to ride on that, our health, our responsibility, and have county governments and parliament come up with the construct some budgets that can really prioritize HIV, and have the goodwill to ensure that there is accountability in usage. Like for the next 2 years, let's come up with a budget to create HIV awareness, and at the same time, as we find out, how do we support those who are on medication that the funding has been pulled off. Yeah, so that's how we can be able to counter now this grim reality. It is not lost because we are still here breathing and talking. Yes,
it's not all lost.
No.
And we are going to delve deeper into it much later.
Yeah.
So we've seen a shift. Like there was a shift some years back from communicable diseases like HIV to non-communicable diseases like cancer, and somehow with some donor and AIDS fatigue. There was at some point we had like even AIDS and donor fatigue because there was a lot of advocacy around it, and then now with the entrance of more cases of non-communicable diseases like cancer, the shift moved. Like the shift moved everything, the funding, the campaigns. We now started talking more about cancer, and HIV was, do I say,
shelved?
I don't know if it was shelved or what, pacified in a way. Do you think it was? Because I felt like at some point there was just a very huge shift from the funding to, like I said, to the campaigns. We stopped watching a lot of adverts on HIV, and now the shift happened.
You see what happened? After HIV was declared a national disaster.
Yes. By President Moi,
by President Moi, when we had the African leaders, the Kenya Red Cross and other Red Cross bodies, they went to, I think, Addis Ababa, and they formed a declaration and demanded that HIV to be declared a national disaster. I remember I was a very small girl at that time. 19 years, we were still, some of us were still young, and I'm sure maybe you were breastfeeding that time. I remember there was Nani, former Nairobi Mayor Nathan Kahara. He was he was the chairperson of the Kenya Red Cross at that time. And they were there, and when they signed that memorandum, and when it was declared a national disaster, resources were poured in. VCT centers were established.
Yes, all over.
Yes, media was awash. Media was awash with messages.
It was November 1999.
Everywhere acknowledged. Yes. When you can bring up a song or a poem or you create a slogan, you are urged on to go and air it out and share it. It was a collective responsibility. So HIV was made aware. And then later on, when we had the support medicine, the life supporting medicine, the ARVs and the art and all that, then it's stopped being such a big deal. Are you getting me? But all the same, when we talk of the shift from communicable to non-communicable, that shift has really not been felt, because you see, anything that is not, I cannot infect you, like a cancer or diabetics, nobody cares about it. Nobody cares, because it's your own problem. Sort it out yourself.
It's an individual.
But it's an individual choice. You saw like what happened with COVID, or even things like tuberculosis. If we had an upsurge on tuberculosis, you'll see even international
the response will be magnified in a way.
Yeah, because that is, it means we are all now at risk. Are you getting me? We are all at risk. But for the HIV, the mistake we made is when now the voice of awareness went silent. We got into the comfort zone of saying, even if a girl HIV, we have this life-supporting drugs. Remember before, we used to see the images of people who have been affected.
Oh,
the generation gap, you know, so scary.
Yeah,
it was so scary.
I was telling you know, the reason why we are laughing is I was telling her earlier on how my aunt, my grandmother was admitted in hospital in 1997.
Yes,
and we used to visit every weekend. She was admitted for quite some time, some months, at the PGH hospital. And then it was PGH in Nakuru. Provincial General Hospital. And then my aunt used to take care of her. Then one of those days, my aunt told me, I want to take you to a ward. A ward that had HIV patients. And there were no curtains.
Yes.
So we just walked in and she told me, just pretend we are looking for someone, and then now just walk around.
That was a sweet aunt.
Up to date on and that's how the sensitization was back then. And like you're saying, then we didn't have a solution per se.
There was no solution.
Then immediately, and the disease was actually killing a lot of people were succumbing to it. Because there was no treatment.
There was no supportive.
There was no supportive systems, and right now, you know, with the entrance of ARV and all the support that came in, now it was muffled a bit, like, okay, so maybe it's not as bad. We've been able to control the situation. Ellen?
It's true, you're right.
Interesting,
I was earlier, I think it was actually yesterday evening, I was looking at some statistics, and you were saying that there is about 1.3 possibly people living with HIV, and of those, 867,000 are women, while about 458 are men. So I want to bring in the issue of women, gender, and vulnerability. So women and girls account for a significant share of even the new infections that we're seeing. So what factors continue to drive these gender disparities in HIV risk? Why is it that the numbers are amongst the women?
That's a good question when you consider that the women health-seeking behavior is very good.
Okay, yes, it is.
Women, it is better than for men.
True.
A man will wait until they fall very sick. But now, when we are talking of a disease like HIV, the ratio of women sharing one man are very high.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So you find maybe per one man, he has 5 women who are his women. So if one of the women is positive, or even the man is positive, remember the other 5 are at risk.
And the other 5 are women.
And the other 5 women will also be infected. And supposing they fall out with one of the women,
she carries
and
it
she goes now to maybe, of course, she has the needs that have to be met. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will happen? So that's where you find the number. The spread, actually shows. The number.
Probably she's going to someone else who has like five other women.
Yeah.
So that might be the reason why the numbers are a bit high
on the women's side.
On the women,
not maybe. Not
that
maybe.
Is the reason.
Not maybe. Not because women are more outgoing. It is because of the sharing, and we are sharing without protection. Are you getting me?
Yes.
At the same time.
Yes.
Whoa. Yes.
Such a hard truth, yeah?
It's a hard truth.
We've been celebrating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And we often hear that, whatever is happening right now, like there might be some relation to HIV risk. Do you feel like issues like gender-based violence and, of course, economic vulnerability continue to shape women's HIV risk? Do you feel like, that would pose a risk to women? Do you think that would be one of the contributing factors?
Yes.
As to why HIV is prevalent among women?
It could also be because when there is a gender-based violence, but gender-based violence, it can be fall on men, it can also fall on women, because we've also seen happening to both men. But when we talk about the increase of the HIV infections on women, it is whereby, because the man has the authority to the woman he's calling his woman, whether he's violent to her or not, she must, at the end of the day, give him what he needs. And it doesn't matter where he has come from or with who. that one must be done. Yeah. And then when we talk of poverty, we've heard about the issue of sex trade. Yeah. You get it is there. Yes. It is happening. There was a time it was being legalized. I don't know whether it was legalized, but it's not a big deal anymore in this country. So that could also be a contributing factor, much as we are carrying out health education and talking about protection even amongst the sex workers themselves, so that we see where is it really, what is encouraging the rise in numbers.
Yes.
And then the other thing is when we talk of abuse, many people don't talk about abuse. We hide it under the table. And anything that is kept secret, then it becomes the driving ground for the evils to take place. Yeah. Because if you are abused and you are quiet and you don't speak about it, you will keep on being abused. And maybe what were you fighting off? Maybe he has gone there for 2 days. Maybe it was with somebody whom you are even suspecting she's positive, but he doesn't want to hear. But you cannot speak it out as a woman because you fear what will happen. You being the real woman or the wife in that house. So you'll just be able to persevere. You know he has come from there. He's done what he's done. He will come and force himself on you. And then what happens? You also get infected in the process.
I think as we started this interview, Becky, you really reminded us of how the communication on HIV was done in the 90s. To be honest, and I think you were telling me earlier of a lady on social media who was talking about she does not understand how millennials are still getting these infections because, I mean, it was there. We remember
the information was there.
It was
we had
there.
VCT centers were all over. I think it was Caroline Mtoko who was talking about it. Like, how can we not know that HIV is still there? You know, yet we grew up at a time when HIV was all over.
It was all over.
Like the information, like you're saying, there were songs, there were billboards, advertisements, the VCT centers.
Even the chiefs would
would actually just talk about it. Church, you know, VCT centers were opened in churches.
Yes, true.
Yeah, in the clinics within churches. So, I mean, the information was out there.
The information
However, we are still seeing new infections. I know that's where you are headed.
Yes, I want to talk about now the youth, current and these adolescents, because now those ones, Niwayanga, they did not feed that in information like we did.
The GNC,
Yes, so I'm wondering, these adolescent girls and young women, they remain a very high risk number, So what is the biggest gap in reaching them with prevention, information and services for you? Like, are digital platforms helping? Is it because of peer networks, or how are these platforms, like say the digital platforms, peer networks, or school-based programs shifting the way we engage with young people? Is this a challenge for you to reach out to the young people with information on prevention, on cure, on all these things, as opposed to how it was for us, because it was out there?
Advocacy was more than
it's a challenge at the moment. Much as we have the social media platforms, we find the people who are in the social media platforms are not talking about health.
True.
Most of the social media platforms are about money making and business driving.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Becoming a celeb.
Okay.
But on the voice of health on social media, it is not audible.
Which is where the young people are.
And do you think they really understand the risk that they put themselves in? Really, like, do you think they understand HIV?
I don't know whether it's a joke.
Do you think they fear HIV?
They don't understand it.
Yeah.
And when they don't understand something, you don't fear it. Remember what you said? You saw actually the emaciated bodies.
The sick people.
Yes.
When you walked through that hospital ward, you saw. So it was not just advertised.
And also the
reality.
And also the videos that used to be played in high school. What? They would come with they'd come with videos showing us, STIs and people infected with STIs and all these sexually transmitted diseases. And it was so scary. Like, you'd live there with... They instilled a lot of fear in us.
There was no cure. There was no treatment. There was no supportive medication. That is why the impact was felt. But you see now, as time has gone, and we started
it's no longer a fear.
There is alternative. You can take this supplement so you don't look emaciated. You can be able to take this drug you remain nice, beautiful, handsome.
Then do you think that is what is consoling them? Like, do you feel like now that is okay? See, kuna dawa.
You know, I've come across
na dawa. Remember, we were saying kulikuwa na dawa.
Kulikuwa na dawa.
With the stop to work order.
Yeah.
And the curtailing of the donor funding, I think we need to face it that very soon.
Might not have
hakuna dawa. Are you getting me?
Yes.
And if there's going to be that dawa, it might be rationed. And if it is rationed,
the prices,
even if it's rationed, even those who can afford it will also not be able to afford it, because it will be very expensive. And if they ration for themselves, then there is the risk of developing what we call drug resistance in it. When you don't take a medication or a subscription as subscribed by the doctor, a patient develops what we call drug resistance. The drug does not respond or perform. It's due to what was intended for. It's not able to act and keep the patient safe.
In a layman's language, help us understand what is life like for a HIV patient on a daily basis, for them to stay healthy, for them to stay healthy, like we said. At least now there's treatment. What does that mean? Like taking drugs every day?
Yeah.
Like, could you explain that?
The ones we give support, because there's what we call direct observed treatment or therapy, where you allocated a number of patients or you befriend them in forums, and then you keep on reminding them remember on this day you're going for your medication.
Wow.
The others we even go and collect for them and take to them, meet them and give them. And every day you set an alarm, tell somebody, hi, how are you feeling now? Did you sleep well? Have you taken your medication? Somebody will say, no, I'm feeling nausea, I'm feeling. We'll say, no, okay. Can you take an orange or take something like this? You'll feel better. You know, encourage them, put some good music, and then they take the medication. So it's not a walk in the park, even with the ARVs. We've had women who have had reactions even when they are on ARVs. You are not breastfeeding, but your breasts are producing milk. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So there are those
side effects.
Side effects, they are there. Life is never the same.
Yeah.
For sure, life is never the same. Because at the subconscious mind of each person who is living positive, they know that there is something in them. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But you'll not go talking about it now.
Exactly.
I said now when we are
the
talking
stigma
about
is still there.
the stigma is still there. Remember what happened with COVID? So the stigma is still there. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So the life of a HIV person or people living with HIV, it is not an easy life. And especially when you are saying speak it out. When people speak out, also you find you'll still be siwezi kumsongea, you know,
there's still stigma up to date.
Yeah, you're going for a visiting like a jama and wherever, and just because people know your status, you'll find like they want to pick the spoons before you pick yours. Because much as people know it's not through the spoon that you cannot get HIV, but as human beings, there's still that conscious mind. That conscious mind is.
Yeah. I feel like young people don't really understand, and I wanted you to paint that picture, like what a day is like for a HIV patient, because young people, we've been told that they fear getting pregnant more than
HIV.
More than HIV.
It's true. I've actually seen comments on social media where people will say, I would rather have AIDS than have a child. How is that even a comparison?
You see? But you're talking about taking drugs on a daily basis.
Yes, for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, it's meals.
Yeah.
Balanced diet. Because your immunity is low now. Yeah, it's compromised.
Yes.
But so in terms of advocacy, Emily, where are we at? Are we really reaching out? Because when you see new infections, that means that there is something that is lacking.
There's something that is lacking, especially among the young people. As we said, they say they would rather have HIV than get pregnant.
Yes.
It's because they missed facing the reality of what HIV really does to a person. And we pray they don't. We hope we can still do more awareness and actually even go back to bringing the sad reality on how complicated a life of a person living with HIV is. Show them. Even the fear of, maybe right now I don't want a baby, but 3-5 years down the line, I might feel, okay, I like that girl. How would my baby look? Yes. Can you allow me? You be the mother, the mother of my baby, or my baby daddy.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
And then you'll say, okay, now supposing is one of the HIV facts and hits on you. You say, now if I get this baby, supposing I'm HIV positive, supposing I infect the baby, and then now the fear gets in. So to ward off that fear, I would really encourage young people to either, I know abstain is a tall order. You can abstain, unaweza kujikinga, that is take safety measures, ujilinde, ukijua HIV scores. Ukicheza game, cheza game yako poa. Be smart. Play your clean game. By making sure that you are protected. Because when you encounter it, I always say HIV does not meet the score. It scores. And for how long will you take the prophylaxis medicine? Even you can take the medication until that medication now gets used to your system. And it stops working. You know? So let's just, because let's think futuristic. Hata tukisema maisha mafupi ni simple. Hata tukijienjoy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes,
smart.
Carefully.
Let's be smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Emily has brought up, I think she has.
I want to listen to that song.
She has really brought us to the point of prevention.
Exactly.
She's talking about prevention. Ukicheza game yako, kuwa smart.
Yes.
Kuwa smart.
Yeah.
So we have talked about PrEP, right? There's self-testing and long-lasting prevention tools, maybe even condoms in that conversation. So what's new in prevention in 2025 that even other Kenyans could look out for besides those, self-testing, HIV? Is there any development in terms of care for yourself and prevention for yourself?
Prevention for yourself, for oneself, for myself, for you. It's use the available measures, condoms. Use the condoms which are available. Yeah. And let's speak about it. Yeah, speak about it. Even when you are with your colleagues and you are going out partying, tell them, Aya, from here.
Yes.
Tunaenda wapi? Where are we going? Alafu, uko nayo? Give me one.
Yes.
I mean,
be smart.
Be smart. Yeah, we cannot say, we much as we are talking about abstaining, it might be a tall order. It might be a tall order. So as you are, those who can abstain, do it. But if you must, just take the condom.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
If you must.
And I'm speaking as a mother, I'm speaking as a grandmother, I'm speaking as a community leader, I'm speaking as a woman, and I'm speaking to my sons, and I'm speaking to my daughters, as Mama Africa.
Yes.
So whoever is listening, don't shy off. Parents, if you see your son or your daughter is sexually active, introduce them to these things.
Correct.
Yeah. This is not the era where we used to say it's a taboo to speak. Let's speak it out. Ziweke muulize. By the way, when you are going out,
do you
usually carry? Wow. Even if you can buy and make them available. Yeah, make them available. For them. Why not?
I remember back in the day where you'd go to the washroom and find a condom dispenser.
Yeah.
Like there are condom dispensers all over.
Uchumi house here, we used to have them you go to every government office. They were always there. Kencom, Uchumi house, I remember. They used to be there when you guys were growing up.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So okay. Let me come to stigma and mental health awareness around it. It really continues to push people away from diagnosis and care because of that fear. There's a story I worked on some time back. I went to a hospital in Loitoktok called Imbirikani Hospital. It was a donor-funded hospital. It has since closed.
Yes.
but they had a VCT center that had, HIV patients would go there, and if you're not able to come, there was a community health worker that would come to your house and bring the medicine. So the treatment was really nice and very effectively done.
Yes.
But when the hospital closed, now a lot of HIV patients passed on because the treatment was stopped, because they could no longer get treatment. And it's how that hospital did the care. Having these people even come to your home as opposed to even you being seen queuing in the hospital to receive to get maybe your medicine or to get care. That stigma, and I'd talk about mental health stigma to push people away from, does it still continue to push people away from diagnosis and care? Do you think we've underestimated the emotional and psychological burden of HIV?
Very much.
Have we?
We have. Because in the absence of psychosocial support, then a patient is left alone. And when you have a community health worker visiting a patient and giving them that counseling and the moral support, that one by itself encourages the patient, first of all, to take the medication, to eat well, and also it controls a spread of HIV.
Yes.
Because you tell them the importance of not infecting others. Yeah. And also the importance of talking about their status. Because with HIV, remember, we are all at risk. Yeah.
True.
We are all at risk. Those who are sexually active are all at risk.
Correct.
Apart from that also, remember, we also have we talked about mother to child. We also talked about when you are giving a frontline worker, giving services like in an accident scene and all that. We are all at risk. So the counseling part that used to take place within the facilities, within institutions, it was used to be called voluntary counseling. Yes. But remember, there was also a lot of stigma around it. Because I remember at one time, before I really got into the health space properly and got to understand what was happening, somebody told me at one time, do you see that friend of yours? She's positive. I asked them, why? Why are you saying that? I said, because we usually see her going to a pap smear clinic. I told them, but pap smear, women are supposed to go for pap smear to check for cervical cancer, wherever, screening or testing. It does not mean one is HIV positive. No, she goes. I've followed her and I've seen she goes there quite often. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So the stigma is still there. But if we don't, we have to speak about stigma. And then also encourage those who are doing the care or doing the counseling not to be abusers themselves.
Yes.
We need professional people who understand the space they are working in to do it professionally. Like, for example, when you're talking, I take you back a little bit back to the adolescents and children in schools. We have the guidance and counseling department. And we've heard of cases where girls have gone there for counseling, or even boys, and the teachers end up being the abusers.
True.
Are you getting me? Apart from teachers also, we have people like us who go to schools to talk to the students. But when we go there, when a student comes to confide in you and speak to you, you also end up being an abuser.
Take advantage.
So let's get professional people to offer those services and speak. If it is in the school parades, let's have the professional people speaking to all the students to break the ice on a topic like HIV or any other disease, or even the STIs and the STIs and the UTIs, drug use. By the way, I don't say drug abuse.
We don't say that anymore.
When we say drug abuse, it means we're abusing what?
Drugs.
Have you ever seen them go to the hospital?
No.
How come they're abused and they don't suffer?
Okay,
so it's drug use.
It's self-abuse.
Because I'm the victim of.
Yes, actually,
So we're not abusing the
I say
drugs.
the terminology drug abuse is misleading terminology.
Oh, I always thought it comes from you're abusing the drug, like you're using it it's supposed to be used in this way, but you're using it in the wrong way.
So which is the right way to use?
So you're abusing
to use cannabis. Which is the right way to use?
There are components that would be used
for medical. Let's not go there. But what I'm saying is that when I say it's not drug abuse or substance abuse, it is self-abuse. And the drugs and substance don't abuse you because they don't come after you. You go after them. And then you use them to hurt yourself.
Self-abuse.
So you'll think twice before using. If you realize I am the sufferer, not whatever I'm using is not suffering. The drugs are not suffering. Are you getting me? Anyway, that's
but I hear you.
Topic for another day.
You spoke about prevention of mother-to-child transmission, PMTCT, that's what you used to call it. And over the years, of course, we saw a lot of progress. We saw women who are HIV positive just give birth to children.
Good babies. Healthy.
Negative.
Yes.
And they're living and they're healthy right now.
Yes.
How do you think we can better support young mothers facing both HIV and also just the socioeconomic challenges? And are there any gaps in that space right now?
The program that was introduced during the previous regime, we had the Linda Mama. The Linda Mama was doing good because Linda Mama encouraged every woman to attend the antenatal clinics. And during the antenatal clinics, they were tested even for HIV. They were given a psychosocial support. Sometimes if one is malnourished, there's times when there was some foods or whatever being donated around, they could be able to get it. And then even at birth, when she's going to deliver the baby, extra care was given to ensure that the baby does not get infected. But now with the current hue and cry on whether Mama Linda is working, Linda Mama is working or is not working, then we found many women have now gone back to home deliveries. And because if you cannot afford to pay for the maternity ward, why would you go there? And if it's home delivery and HIV positive, how will you protect the baby, prevent the baby from the baby's blood and yours from mixing up?
So is that a contributor? Because I saw there's a 9% increase in mother-to-child transmission. So is that exactly what you're explaining?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's one of the risk factors, and we could attribute it also to the fear of, if I go to the maternity, will I be able to pay the bill?
Wow. And it's quite unfortunate, like in this day and age, that we'd still go back to that, even such after such a brilliant move and brilliant discovery that we could actually prevent mother-to-child transmission. Because it happened, it was discovered that way, and measures were put in place, and the rates went really low.
They went really.
But now seeing the numbers, recent numbers, and there's already that happening. There's still transmission, mother-to-child transmission.
It's really sad.
It paints a very sad picture.
A very sad one.
And you know what? I don't like it that we actually just talk about HIV during
World AIDS Day. Yes.
It should be a
conversation that should be had throughout the year.
It should be not just about HIV. Health matters. The voice of health advocacy should never run dry. It should never wait for World TB Day, World Cancer Day, or World AIDS Day for us to speak about it. To amplify it. It should be in every media conversation, like we were saying in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Can you still get more music artists? Can you still get more music produced that speaks around HIV, about HIV and other, like you're saying, health, because we neglect health topics really until when it's too late.
Have an issue.
Look at the disease burden right now because of cancer. And you know,
Yes.
it becomes a burden to the country, really.
a burden.
When we lose people,
Human resource.
Human resource.
Yeah.
People are no longer strong enough to work.
I am in that space.
Yeah.
I have many women and even men who are working, well educated.
Yes.
But just because of cancer, you find they have retrieved.
Correct.
Are
Unfortunately.
you getting me? They have gone now to doing, they are called what? Hand to mouth businesses. To survive.
Resources have depleted.
The resources have depleted
because
on treatment.
Yes, on treatment.
And it's very sad when you see we have HIV-related cancers. At the same time, they say 75% of cancer infections are preventable. And they are curable.
75%.
And they are curable if discovered early. If discovered early, they are curable. But you see, the awareness is not there. And then saying that also cancer is a death warrant. That is not correct.
Yeah.
I have success stories of people who have gotten cured of cancer. We've talked about even collaboration between the Ministry of Health, the conventional doctors, with the natural therapist. You had during the African Medicine Day when patients were saying actually natural medicine has helped them to get well.
Yeah.
Yes.
To reverse the effects.
To reverse the trend. Yeah. But you see now, if you are getting on medication that does not work or that you cannot complete, there is no way you can achieve cure. And if you are getting on medication when the disease has already destroyed most of your organs,
Yes.
possibilities of getting well, they become very slim because it just goes beyond medication. It has foods, it has the mental health piece, it has coming with in face with the reality that this is a disease that can be cured.
Yes.
And I'm ready, I believe I can get well. Are you getting me?
Yes,
and
we
then
are.
you need also that acceptance, that environment in the society where you can speak and hear success stories, not just during World AIDS Day, not just during World Cancer Day, because even with HIV, with the ARV, if you're not eating properly, you're not able to get proper diet, you'll still not be able to control your viral load and whatever.
Our time is going
our
really
time
fast,
is going.
and also we've not even spoken about funding.
We've not spoken about funding
and policies around it.
Funding policy, and I was about to, maybe we'll have one closing statement. I was going to ask you, because now when you walked in, you said you're talking to us as a mother, and our listeners are absorbing your wisdom. And I want you to give us a humanly side of these stories, because from your experience in the field, remind what reminds you that this fight is not just a medical fight, it's deeply human. These are human beings. I mean, I want you to tell us your human experience, yourself in the field. Because people just assume HIV, it's just medical. Could you please humanize it for them? As you also tell us maybe what message you'd have for women and girls in particular about prevention, testing, and living positively while positive.
Yeah. Remember I said, we are all at risk.
Yes, we are.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
We are all at risk of getting HIV or any other disease. So it is our responsibility to speak it out, not to stigmatize those who are positive, also to encourage our children, the youth, to speak about it, and also to speak to them and share with them like the messages that used to be there before. And if we can get even some of those videos, let it not be branded as you are bringing stigma. That is where we stopped showing actually what the reality of what HIV does to a human body. Because when we got the life supporting medication, then we reduced showing the reality of what can happen in absence of the medicine. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So we need to speak out those things. For women, for girls, remember your life continuity. And you need to take care of yourself. You need to know that you are protected by the law. You need to know the men out there are the same men who are your fathers, your brothers, and your sons too. So don't be afraid of saying no when you need to say no. Don't be afraid to say enough is enough.
Yes.
When time comes to say enough is enough. Speak out. And if it need be, in a respectful manner, seek for help from recognized institutions.
Yeah.
When you go even to seek for help, like from the church and the church leaders, don't go alone. Don't even go to see a church elder when you are alone.
Okay.
Look for someone
Take
to
care of
accompany
yourself.
you.
Yeah.
Even when you go to speak to a teacher,
Yes.
look for a friend. Go alone. When you are two, it is very hard to be abused.
Wow.
Because nobody wants a witness.
Yes.
Yes. And remember, we started the campaign for school health education.
Exactly.
Yeah. You mentioned I'm another.
Yes.
One of my books, The Struggle on HIV, TB, and COVID-19 is approved by the Ministry of Education. And we want to distribute it. 20 books per school and open those health reading clubs and encourage the guidance and counseling department, which we had said, instead of having them as guidance and counseling department, I would request Ministry of Health. I had written to them sometimes back, because anybody who is going for guidance and counseling, the stigma is there.
Yeah.
Can we have them as health clubs? You go to that department or health department.
Yeah.
You're going to the health department. Nobody knows you're going to be cancelled on our situation. And together, we can be able to do it. We can save our children. We can save generations. We can save ourselves. We can reduce stigma and the number of new HIV infections.
Yes.
Thank you.
Our time.
Yeah, Emily.
Not talking about funding.
Where is the time gone to? And today I was not late.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure we'll find a way to host you again.
Yes.
Guys, Emily Mukonene has been our guest on the masterclass on the Pink Perspective. You're going to be coming back to talk about what?
Cars.
Bunkers. Stay tuned. It's the Pink Perspective on SpiceFM.
The only Saturday brunch that feeds your mind, body, and soul.